Hello, my name is James Brown, and I'm here to walk you through some stuff on the Zodiac ciphers. I found some additional information on the 408, and I've also found a possible solution for the 13 and the 34. So we're going to start here first with the 408, which has been solved in 1969, but there's an additional message contained in the 408. So the way it's organized, you have letters that are coded for by cipher characters. And most of the times when you see this, they arrange the cipher characters in order of frequency and in not the order of appearance. And ultimately, this was a mistake and kept people from seeing the additional message. So the letter A is coded here, B here, C here, so forth, so on. If you wind up putting these in the order of appearance instead of the order of frequency, you come down here to the bottom, and the additional message, 6 slave of Z, 6 total sum, plus 1 joker, me. So there's multiple stanzas of this, and this represents the first stanza with the letters A through H and the cipher characters arranged in order of appearance. This is the second stanza with the letters I through N, and for the second stanza, it's no longer the first character of appearance that he starts with for each letter. It's the second, which helps show that this was intended and not just by chance. So for the letter I, which the first coding of I is an open triangle, the message, the stanza doesn't start with that. It starts with the P, which is the second character. Same for the boo here and the character here. When you put these in order, the stanza here, the second stanza, comes out as peekaboo, you are doomed. Special reference to here where it looks like pukaboo. The younger generation, which doesn't write in cursive, when you write 2 E's in cursive, it looks like a U. And the Zodiac was a very visual guy. Q, the doomed, the first time this codes, it codes as an R. The second time this codes as an M. So the third stanza, which is the letters O through S, and I made a mistake here. I'm pretty sure this is like a combo character, and it represents executed. A, rat, think. And he staggers, starting with the first character, and then second character, and then back to the first for this, as far as where it starts. So third stanza, executed a rat think. And for the fourth stanza, you've got some back and forth stuff going on. So for the letter T, you have high, but then you have backwards, low. And then for the next 4 letters of the alphabet, it actually all proceeds backwards. He's got a backwards J and a backwards C, which portend to that. But it reads as high, low, Jackie O. And that's the fourth stanza. All right, so this is the 13, the My Name Is cipher, which is a really short cipher, and most people assume that it will never be solved. And this, again, is just a possible solution, but it's curious. So one of the prime suspects is a man by the name of Richard Gaikowski. He would often put his name as G-A-I-K as an abbreviation, or G-Y-K-E. And in one of the ciphers, the 408, G-Y-K-E appears in plain text in the cipher. And a lot of people associate that with it being signed by the Zodiac, taunting. So when I was going through this, the work by Aranchek on the 340, the solution is a skip cipher. It skips every so many characters, every 17 characters, to provide the actual message. So after he solved it, I just started looking at this one playing, and I noticed here that you have a Y and a K and an E. So every 4th character, you have this. And I thought it would be fun. There's no G here. But the My Name Is cipher is followed by a blank. And I thought to myself, what if you fill in the blank? So what if you come down here and you provide the G? So you pull out every fourth character and you do this, which is backwards, but then it turns into this. So let's move that up here. So then if you look at the next, every fourth character, you've got N, you've got O, and you've got N. So what if you put an A there? So again, change it from backwards to forwards, and you have anon, which a lot of people associate that now with anonymous, but actually it can mean for now, or sometimes. And I think that's the meaning that this fits. Okay, so now every fourth character, you're going to be adding, you've got A, you've got M, you've got the zodiac symbol. Again, we're going to switch this around from backwards to forwards, and we're going to put in an I. Got anon, I am zodiac. This, at first appearance, doesn't make much sense, but you have to look a little closer. So if this really is following the pattern, and this is a K, then you bring the K down here. Then you've got K, M, O, O, A, which again, I had to do a little bit of thinking on this. And why would the zodiac change the order of the characters if this doesn't make sense? So the way the characters are arranged here, the 8s fall into exact position where the 8s are in Gaikowski's social security number. Thank you, internet. So if you actually change the order of the first character and the 9th character to undo that. So again, my supposition is that you had the correct order of the cipher, and that when he got done, he changed the order of the 8s to line up with the 8s in his social security number. Okay, so at this point, going backwards, you have 8, 8, KMA, and this should go here, this should go here, this should go here. You also need these characters as the final part of this clue. So it changes to K, M, A, 8. One, 8. This is clear. So the FCC requires that every broadcaster have a designator. So the designator for the Modesto Police Department when the Zodiac was active is KMA 818. So the Zodiac's most recent activity before this cipher that we know of was the abduction of Kathleen Johns and her child. And that was in Modesto, California. So if you're looking at this, he's not only giving his name, he's signing off in a way that would taunt the police. It's just a jerk being a jerk. But here and here, it's awfully curious. Yeah. This is the 34 cipher. This one was in reference to a threat of bombing a school bus. And remember in the 13 how I replaced the first character with the 9th character. We're going to do the same thing here. And then with this one, we're going to go every other character moving forward. All right, and here we have a joke for God, the Zodiac, some zero, IOU, some zero, followed by letters of unknown significance. Zodiac also did this in the 408, where he padded the cipher at the end with characters that don't obviously fit the coded message. My take on this is that the threats of bombing a school bus were just threats, that he had no intention of following through, and to him it was just a cruel joke. It's just seeing if he could get people to jump. Again, I'm James Brown, and a special thanks to my mom, Barbara Brown, who is also a board-certified psychiatrist, who was a useful sounding board in working through this and had some insights all her own. And I'll put some printed information out there as well. I'd like to thank my wife and kids for putting up with me, but my wife said specifically, do not mention her by name. So I won't, but I would like to thank her regardless. All right. Thank you for your patience.